The rivers that cross our planet are silent witnesses of the history of humanity. One of these iconic rivers, the Euphrates, has been the scene of countless stories over the centuries. Today, we will delve into his fascinating story. In this video, we will discover all the secrets and wonders that the Euphrates River has to offer us. But before we embark on this exciting journey, we invite you to show us your support by liking this video. Let's get started. The Euphrates River is located west of the two great rivers that define Mesopotamia, along with the Tigris River. Together, they make up an immense river system in a region of alluvial salt marshes in the Middle East. The Euphrates River is located in Asia and has a length of approximately 2,800 kilometers, from its source in Turkey to its mouth in Iraq, crossing part of Syria. The river flows in a southeasterly direction until it reaches Iraq, north of Basra, where it joins the Tigris to form the Shatt al-Arab River, which eventually empties into the Persian Gulf. Throughout history, it has been known as the Blue Gold and has been a generator of life for thousands of years on its margins. However, there are awarenesses that practically no one remembers today. Since its source in Turkey, the river has seen its flow decrease over the years. Together with the Euphrates River, its main tributary, it has been the place where Arab, Muslim, Christian, Kurdish, Turkmen and Jewish peoples have developed. The oldest data on civilizations come from this region. The economic life of the Euphrates River basin remains largely dependent on the waters of the rivers. Although oil revenues have also played a dominant role in Iraq, modern water control technology has reduced the devastating effects of the flood and drought cycle. However, this has led to the drying out of the marshes and decreased natural replenishment of soil nutrients. In terms of politics, there is great controversy regarding water use and the potential for conflict in the region. It is always latent, since Turkey is located closer to the headwaters of both waterways, which gives it a clear geographical advantage. The Southeast Anatolia project, which involves the construction of dams and water diversion tunnels, has caused consternation among downstream riparian countries since the 1960s. As the majority of water in the region originates in Turkey, Ankara believes it alone has the power to determine how the resource is allocated. On the other hand, Iraq argues that it has historical rights to a guaranteed portion of the water in the basin. The asymmetry of power between regional states has led to divergent views that are difficult to reconcile peacefully. Between 1975 and 1991, the three riversides threatened each other militarily on three different occasions, and the negotiations over the distribution of water were affected. The conflict has so far been diffused through the efforts of external mediators. In the past, Saudi Arabia and the Soviet Union have intervened and tensions have been reduced before they escalated into conflict. However, there currently appear to be no international or regional powers willing or able to encourage the dependent states of the Tigris and Euphrates basin to resolve transboundary water-related issues. Among the animals we find in the Euphrates River area are wild pigs, very common in the marshes and which have spread to the newly planted eucalyptus plantations in other parts of the floodplain. Also, jackals, otters and mongooses are found along the rivers in southern Iraq. Additionally, a wide variety of Indian jungle cats still live in remote tamarisk thickets. Lions were last sighted along the Tigris in 1926. Foxes, wolves and gazelles are common on the plain, and some of these animals range as far north as Anatolia. Smaller animals include species of gerbils, hares, shrews, bats, hedgehogs, river otters, and Buck's mole rat. The latter covers the entrance to the burrow on the bank with a mound of clay. Locally inhabiting birds include warblers, magpies, crows, owls and a variety of falcons, eagles and vultures. In spring and autumn, many migratory birds between Europe and Asia, pelicans, storks and various types of geese fly along the river courses, and the marshes provide nutrition for some migratory species. Due to pollution, mismanagement and drought, the river is experiencing a drying process that is leading to its reduction. 6 of the dams built on its waters are contributing to the risk of depleting the river's flow throughout the region. The blame for this situation falls on Iraq, Turkey and Syria, and at some point the flow is expected to be half of what it is today. This drought has caused great devastation along its waters. Its channels are shallow and the fauna is dying. This, added to an increase in the frequency of droughts, causes its waters to decrease more and more. From the biblical point of view, it is written that the river will dry up and give way to the birth of a new city, as mentioned in the Apocalypse. Some curiosities about the Euphrates River are the following. According to experts, there is a belief that a tunnel was built under the Euphrates River that secretly linked the royal palaces on both sides of the river. The Euphrates River has numerous mentions in both the Jewish and Christian Bibles, as well as in the warnings of the Prophet Muhammad. In ancient times, the river valley was highly irrigated and housed many large cities on its banks. The ruins of some of these communities still remain. The Euphrates marks the northeastern boundary of the land that God promised to Abraham. In Islam, some of the Prophet Muhammad's divinations suggest that the Euphrates will dry up, revealing unknown treasures that will be the cause of conflicts and wars. The Euphrates River, along with the Tigris and the Nile, is one of the main sources of life in the Middle East. Thanks to this river, many civilizations since ancient times have been able to develop by taking advantage of the water that flows through its channel. It is unfortunate that due to mismanagement and droughts, the Euphrates is experiencing a decline. It is stifled by the water policies of Iraq's neighbors, Turkey and Syria, as well as a 2-year drought and years of misuse by Iraq and its farmers. The river is now significantly smaller than it was just a few years ago, and some officials fear it could shrink to half its current size. The brutal drought that has affected the flows of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers for years is allowing some archaeological treasures to emerge to the surface. The basins of these rivers as they pass through Iraq and Syria are areas highly affected by climate change. The dramatic lack of rain has generated a marked and persistent drought in this region of the Middle East. The great decrease in the waters of rivers and reservoirs has allowed the resurgence of several archaeological treasures. Recently, the decrease in the flow of the Euphrates River has revealed several archaeological sites dating back to 11,000 years ago in northern Syria. These sites were under the waters of the Al-Asad Reservoir, built in the early 1970s. Residential and administrative buildings, a metal smelting site, a massive fortification with walls up to 6 meters wide and towers have been found, as well as a monumental multi-story storage building and an industrial complex. Archaeologists worked under pressure to quickly excavate and document at least part of this city before it was submerged again. They were shocked by the good state of preservation of the sun-dried mud brick walls, which were underwater for more than 40 years. This is because the city was destroyed by an earthquake around 1350 BC, during which the upper parts of the walls collapsed and buried the buildings. They also found 5 ceramic vessels containing an archive of more than 100 uniform tablets, which are known as a type of letters made of unfired clay from the Middle Assyrian period. After that earthquake, some are still in their envelopes and in good condition. Researchers hope this discovery will provide information about the end of the city of the Mitanni period and the beginning of Assyrian rule in the region. The Euphrates was and continues to be one of the pillars of many of the peoples of the Middle East. Its waters make the nearby soils fertile and suitable for agriculture, providing food, especially cereals such as wheat and barley, as well as trees such as the fig tree. Fresh water is necessary for drinking, washing, cooking and other basic activities, as well as being a source of fish. For all these reasons, the river became a route for trade since ancient times. Although its waters are not suitable for the passage of large vessels at present, it is navigable to the city of Hit in Iraq. Definitely, the Euphrates River is one of the most impressive resources of all, known as the source of life in ancient Egypt and one of the longest rivers in the world, has been a prominent source of livelihood and cultural enrichment for millennia. However, recent reports have revealed that the mighty Nile River has finally dried up, which is a catastrophic event. Although it may seem unimaginable, this has led to the development of something previously unknown to the world. The Nile River has long been considered the cradle of civilization due to its vital role in the development of ancient Egypt. Stretching 6,650 kilometers through 11 African countries, this massive waterway has been a crucial source of life and prosperity for countless generations. Throughout history, the Nile has shaped not only the landscape but also the societies that have depended on it. To understand the historical importance of the Nile River, we must first recognize the central role it played in the growth and stability of ancient Egypt. The Nile was critical to the development of ancient Egyptian society, providing a reliable source of water and fertile soil for agriculture. This allowed the formation of cities and the growth of commerce and culture. Additionally, the river was an important transportation route that encouraged the exchange of ideas and cultural practices with other civilizations. The ancient Egyptians considered the Nile to be a divine gift from the gods, and this was reflected in many of their religious practices and rituals, such as annual flooding ceremonies. The Nile was crucial to the construction of iconic monuments, such as the pyramids of Giza and the temples of Luxor and Karnak. Furthermore, the river played a fundamental role in the history of Africa as a source of water and a natural boundary. It influenced the distribution and development of several civilizations, including the Nubian kingdom of Kush and the Ethiopian kingdom of Aksum. The construction of the Aswan Dam in the 1960s had a significant impact on the flow of the Nile and the people living in the area. The dam on the Nile allowed control of water for power and irrigation, but it also displaced communities and lost important archaeological sites. This infrastructure has been a topic of debate and controversy over the years due to its social, economic, and environmental impacts. The current situation of the Nile River and its drought is a reminder of the importance of balancing human development with the preservation of natural resources. The river has been important since ancient Egypt and has facilitated livelihood, trade, and communication. The recent drought has raised concerns about the future of the region that has depended on the river. The historical importance of the Nile is undeniable, as it has been vital for the development of numerous civilizations and has left an indelible mark on the landscape and people. The Nile River has been a source of inspiration for architecture, religion, and history, and has had a significant impact on the political and economic development of the region. The recent drought has raised concerns about the future of the region. Its decline is attributed to a combination of environmental factors such as climate change. Rising temperatures and more frequent droughts have reduced the amount of water entering the river system, while decreased rainfall has further exacerbated the reduction in water flow. Although the future of the Nile is uncertain, its past remains a rich human story that resonates in the world today. The growing demand for water from the 11 countries bordering the Nile has contributed to its drought. Rapid urbanization, industrialization, and population growth have put additional pressure on the limited water resources of the Nile basin, with water withdrawals for irrigation being a large part of water consumption. Additionally, the construction of dams and other water infrastructure projects along the river have had unintended consequences on the ecosystem and hydrological balance of the river, although they also provide important benefits such as flood control and hydroelectric power generation. The Aswan Dam and the Ethiopian Renaissance Dam have reduced the flow of the Nile, and there are concerns about the impact of the Ethiopian Dam on downstream water availability. Deforestation and land degradation have also contributed to the decline of the Nile, and pollution is another factor that has affected the river. The Nile River drought is caused by a variety of environmental factors such as climate change, water demand, dam construction, deforestation, pollution and overexploitation of groundwater. These problems affect the quality and quantity of river water, endangering aquatic life and human health. The solution to this problem requires collective efforts to protect and preserve the environment. The Nile drought has serious consequences on the region's agriculture, public health, and economy, and it is essential to address it to protect the livelihoods and water security of millions of people. The Nile drought is seriously affecting agriculture and water security in the region. Agriculture is essential to the livelihoods of many people in the Nile basin, but water scarcity has reduced agricultural productivity and increased the risk of food insecurity and malnutrition. Additionally, access to clean, safe water has become more difficult due to reduced river flow, increasing the risk of waterborne diseases and hygiene issues. The reduction in the flow of the Nile poses serious challenges to the survival and well-being of millions of people in the region. The Nile drought has negatively affected the region's economy. Decreased agricultural productivity and reduced water availability have negatively impacted food supply chains and the operations of river-dependent industries, contributing to economic recession and rising unemployment. In addition, the drought has intensified tensions and conflicts between riparian countries over access to Nile resources, such as the controversial Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. The depletion of the Nile has had significant ecological consequences and affects the livelihoods of communities that depend on the river's resources for fishing, tourism, and other activities. Lack of sediment has led to soil erosion and loss of fertile land, which has further undermined agricultural productivity and contributed to soil degradation. The immediate consequences are profound, affecting all aspects of life in the region, from agriculture and water security to public health, economic stability, and regional issues. The depletion of the Nile has revealed treasures hidden beneath its bed, sparking interest in the history and archaeology of the region. The receding water has revealed possible ancient settlements and artifacts that were submerged or buried. These archaeological finds have the potential to shed new light on the history and culture of the ancient civilizations that prospered along the Nile. Ancient tombs, temples, statues, boats, and everyday artifacts have been found in the Nile River that reveal information about the life and customs of the civilizations that lived along the river. Examination of these artifacts provides valuable insights into the beliefs, rituals, and customs of these civilizations, as well as helps reconstruct the economic, social, and cultural systems that shaped the region and its inhabitants. Furthermore, the study of these artifacts can inspire new sustainable strategies for architecture and engineering as the world grapples with the consequences of the drying up of the Nile River. The discoveries that have emerged from the riverbed offer a ray of hope. New treasure finds in the region offer a great opportunity to delve deeper into the history and cultural heritage of the area. The knowledge gained can not only improve our understanding of the past, but also inspire innovative solutions for the future. The findings can boost tourism in the region and contribute to the local economy, as well as provide resources for conservation and additional research. The discoveries have had a significant global impact, capturing the imagination of people around the world and stoking renewed interest in the history, culture, and archaeology of the region. Furthermore, the findings have far-reaching implications for our understanding of the past and future in fields such as science, technology, and cultural preservation. Archaeologists and historians can gain valuable insights into the lives of the people who inhabited the region over the centuries, challenging existing historical narratives and shedding light on the complex interplay of cultures, commerce, and politics that shaped the river basin. Nile and its inhabitants. There is also potential to inspire innovation in various scientific and technological fields, such as the study of ancient water management systems that could be applied to contemporary challenges, as well as new environmentally friendly construction techniques for architecture and engineering. New discoveries in the Nile River have a major global impact. They allow for a greater understanding of the history and culture of the region and can inspire innovative solutions for the future. The findings can also boost tourism, support the local economy and conservation. Furthermore, international collaboration of researchers can foster knowledge exchange and the advancement of scientific knowledge. Global awareness of the importance of preserving cultural heritage can also increase. In short, these findings challenge the past, inspire innovation, and promote the importance of preserving our shared cultural heritage. The surprising discoveries beneath the bed of the Nile River have a global impact spanning issues such as cultural preservation, sustainable development, and international collaboration. The Nile region faces urgent challenges, including water shortages due to the drying up of the river. To address this, governments, international organizations, and local communities must work together to develop innovative and sustainable solutions, such as investing in water-saving technologies and exploring alternative water sources. Cooperation between riparian countries will be key to ensuring equitable access to water resources and developing a shared vision for the future of the Nile. The decline of the Nile River presents challenges and opportunities for the region. Water scarcity requires sustainable solutions and the adoption of climate-resilient agricultural practices. Archaeological discoveries can boost tourism and generate jobs. Furthermore, the region can take advantage of the knowledge acquired to advance science and technology. Regional cooperation and the promotion of intercultural understanding are essential for a prosperous and sustainable future. The evolution of the Nile region demonstrates human resilience and ingenuity.